So this video is designed to help you keep track of adding numbers that have different signs. Now, we're going to use a method called the scoreboard for this. And although we're going to be demonstrating the use of the scoreboard with integers, the scoreboard can be used for any type of numbers. So if you were adding fractions with different signs, or you were adding decimals with different signs, the scoreboard would still be of use to you. So the scoreboard is fairly straightforward. It starts out by setting up a scoreboard, just as I'm doing here. And what I like to do is to put my negative numbers on my left side. So I put a negative sign at the top of the left column. And I like to put a positive sign, therefore, at the header of my right column. Now, this is really important. The scoreboard is only going to be used when we are adding numbers, and it doesn't matter what the signs of those numbers are. So every one of these problems I am adding, so the scoreboard is of use to me. So in this case, we've set the scoreboard up, a simple little two-column scoreboard, negative numbers left side, positive numbers right side. And now, if the signs are the same, we simply put those numbers in their respective columns. So in this case, 27 being negative, it will go on the left side, on the negative side. 58 also being negative will also go on the left side in the negative column. And now we just simply add the numbers. So I've taken care of putting the numbers in their respective column. I add the numbers and I make sure to remember that I need to state my final answer as negative because both numbers are negative. So now I just go about adding. 8 plus 7 is 15, carry the 1. 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 1 more is 8. So the last thing I want to do is carry that sign down. So my final answer is negative 85. So you can do the same thing on the next problem. I'll just simply set you up, but I'll have you finish the problem off. So here's your scoreboard. Negative numbers left-hand side. Positive numbers right-hand side. Now fill in your numbers in the appropriate column. They're both positive, so they both go on the positive side. And since they're both in the same column, you will simply add those numbers up and make sure you carry the sign. So I'll leave that for you to finish off, and I will ask you to do the same with the other two problems as well, using the scoreboard, setting up the scoreboard, and following the process. So the scoreboard begins to look a little bit different when our signs are different. Not in the way that the scoreboard is set up, because I still have a negative side and a positive side, and a positive side, but in terms of where I place the numbers. So my 31, because this is 31 plus negative 20, my 31 is a positive number, so it naturally goes on the positive side. My negative 20 is a negative number, so that naturally goes on the negative side. So we begin by putting the numbers in their respective columns based on their signs. And this is key here. Now we subtract the numbers, but taking the larger number, in this case 31, and subtracting the smaller number 20 from it. And when we do that, we will see that we get 1 minus 0 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, and we just make sure that we carry the sign of the bigger number. So I know my sign is positive. We know when we write positive answers, we do not have to worry about putting a plus sign in front. So we know our final answer is 11. So I'll go through setting up one more problem for you. Again, set up your scoreboard accordingly. And once again, place your numbers in the columns based on their signs. So I know the negative 36 will go on the negative side. The positive 17 will go on the positive side. I'm going to make sure to recognize that because my bigger number is negative, that's going to be the sign of my number. And now I will simply subtract big minus small. And once I'm done, I will make sure to carry that sign down to my answer. So I know I will have a negative answer when I'm all done. So This video should have helped you set up adding numbers with the same signs using the scoreboard and adding numbers with different signs using the scoreboard. So your job is to finish off setting up the scoreboard for each problem and simplifying each problem accordingly based on the rules. And we'll check in class next time we see each other.